Yeah. Even though I got 4 games last year here, still obviously a long time, so it's gonna feel weird for a while probably, but yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Have you had a chance to catch up with any of the guys so far this morning?
Yeah, I didn't see them because we had meetings and practice, but been texting guys and gonna see a couple of them probably today. Yeah, and then probably after the game tomorrow see some more. But yeah, it's always fun to catch up with the fellas.
What was it like at Nate's wedding?
Sorry, say again?
What was it like at Nate's wedding?
Oh, it was great. That was unreal setup and yeah, a lot of fun to hang out with obviously the guys, and yeah, just had a really good trip to Italy. So it was fun. It was a short flight for me, so it was easier for me than the other ones, but it was good.
Is that awkward at first being around those guys, or is it pretty comfortable?
No, I don't think. It's still hockey is our job, but off the ice, especially in early August, we're not really thinking about the season stuff or whatever happens. But yeah, it's not really awkward, I would say.
You had to go and play another series right away. But here it was like ruminating over what happened. Did you have a chance to just be like, what happened there? Like the game 7 and just all of that.
Yeah, well, it was a hard series against Colorado, probably the tightest series, back and forth. Went to 7 games and yeah, it was weird, for me and obviously I was happy to move on, and help the team in Game 7. But yeah, it was obviously, I think you look back, at myself, just was able to help my team at that moment, which was important.
A lot, I'm sure, last year, just moving around. Is it nice to just be settled, be in one spot, know what's going to happen this year?
Yeah, it is. I think security and just knowing where you're going to be is just easier mentally to be in place and no extra thinking about other stuff. You can just focus on hockey mostly. So it helps for sure.
Have you ever had a stretch of hockey like that? It was like 4 points, hat trick. You go to Winnipeg 2 days later, hat trick again. Like, have you ever had anything like that?
I don't think so. I think it's one of those moments when you obviously try to play well every game, but sometimes you get bounces, and that was a stretch where they were coming my way. And so sometimes you might even play better games, but you don't get bounces. So that's kind of how hockey goes sometimes. But yeah, it was a streak for sure.
You guys have a new coach this year. What differences are there going to be? Any really?
Yeah, I think systems are a little different from last year. I think obviously Gully was in Edmonton for 7 years, so there's probably some similarities to their game, and obviously they've been very successful the last 2 years, especially, but multiple years before that too. And so if we can get some of their game in our game, it's going to help us, I think.
You got a big ovation from the fans here, even though, like you said, it was a super tight back and forth playoff series. You got a big ovation from the fans. Just what does this, this city, this fan base here in Colorado still mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I was 10 years, a long time. We won 22. It's always going to be fun to come here, and always a lot of respect for the fans. How supportive they were in 10 years here. So it's always fun to come back, and they were really good to me for 10 years. So I've only good thoughts about the fans and everything.
Are you more prepared that it might not be as fun of a welcome?
Yeah. I'm prepared for that. I understand totally their view, and it's a kind of a rival team, divisional matchup, and two years in a row in the playoffs, so not a lot of Avs fans probably like the Stars, so I understand if they don't like me either, so that's how it goes, but I had good 10 years here, so I'm happy for that.
I'm sure you miss all of us too, eh?
Oh yeah.
As you get a guy coming into an environment like this, as a coach, do you think about it all, or what he's got to do? He's gone through it already with the playoffs.
Yeah, I didn't think too much about it, just because of everything last year. So for me, it was I think he's probably gone past it now, lived through most of it, so didn't really cross my mind. No, just getting ready for them.
Do you talk to him at all about, it seems like he was on a line here. He had a specific role, and then even with Pete, he's a little bit more versatile in Dallas.
Yeah, no, he's just a great player, right? So you can play him in lots of places, and real talented guy, like a real creative offensive guy, and big and strong, and add that in. So you can play him anywhere, and that's what we're going to do. And here he did have a home, and he was a big part of what they did here in the Cup for sure. So, but now we got him, so we love to have him and love to use him.
I mean, it's early in the season. We talked to Devontae the other day. He said he feels like it takes 8 to 10 games of feeling out before they finally feel in a groove. I mean, do you feel like that's probably the case here early in the season?
Yeah, I was saying it to these guys here. It's chaos the first 7-8 games of the season it's almost till the big guys get their groove on, right? And then you'll always see some young guy who's maybe leading the league in scoring for the first 5 or 7 games, and then you'll see the big guys come and play. So I agree with that. And that's why you see some chaos in these games early. 5-1 to 5-4 and so on. So it's just a volatile time of the year.
And the added pressure of coming in, maybe implementing new systems, changing things the way you want it to be. I mean, How long do you realistically expect everybody to kind of fall in line with what you're trying to do?
Well, I think we're still showing some stuff today, and so I think it takes a while for it to become instinctual. I would say, within that 7-10 game mark, they're gonna, they know how to play, they know what their game looks like, and that's what we're doing right now, is just showing them stuff to so they have a good visual picture of what a good game looks like, and it does take a bit.
You've been on the opposite side of Mikko Rantanen for quite a few years. Where does he rank for you? You coach McDavid, Draisaitl. Like, where does he rank among those kind of guys?
He's one of those elite talents, right? That a unique blend of skill, size, can score, can make plays. He's multi-dimensional. Again, big, hard to handle in the corners, and then what I'm getting to learn about Rance is just how competitive he is. Just a fire. He's got a fire in him, and usually if that's the one piece that's probably the most important piece when you have all that talent that makes him great.
And just being on a third-party team, not included in any of this, like, how surprised were you to see a elite talent like that? All the trades that happened last year, like.
Well, I told him. And this is honestly how I felt, so I'll tell you, I was happy he got traded to Carolina, and then I was upset that he got traded back to Dallas, and then I was happy that I got the job in Dallas. So it was kind of a roller coaster. I said he put me on. So that is the truth. I told him that, and but yeah, I think the whole Western Conference was when he went out east. It's a great player, but yeah, certainly very fortunate to have him here in Dallas.
What about the PK last night for that last one especially? They seem to have the confidence that whatever the situation is, they can handle it.
Yeah, that's the team I know, and Naz does a good job, and our killers are prepared, and they do a great job, and they take a lot of pride in it, and it's part of that Big Four.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have won that game unless it was there, and especially late. It's a big kill late, so. It's part of it. It's part of how you win in this league, and it's a nice staple to have. And hopefully, you can keep building momentum off that. Our PK saved us yesterday.
I was talking to us, and he was like, "Well, the pressure's on them. They're down. They have to score." He really was like, "Yeah, we're good. The pressure's on them." I thought that was an interesting attitude to have.
It is. I think a coach should adopt it, because that's not how I felt. So no, I'm glad they have it. I mean, it's that just shows me, they're a very confident group of, over the years they've proven it time and time again. So it's a very good perspective to have.